I wasn't cutting. Hey guys, we're back. Looking over the set, continuing where I was cut off.
But part 2, starting at
So kindly.
Well, we're starting at, like, part 2 is the crux of fate. How perfect is that? It was a good thing I cut you off.
Yeah, you didn't plan that. Anyways, Crux of Fate 3 black. Destroy all non-dragon creatures or destroy all dragon creatures. Basically based off that moment when Ugin fights Bolas. Is whether if Sarkon saves Ugin or not, basically. It's like you choose, kind of thing. As if you're the planeswalker that goes back.
If Bolas kills Ugin, all the dragons die. If Ugin doesn't die, I guess all the dragons don't die.
Yeah.
Yep. Assuming that's how that works.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's just 3 black, so it's a good Mono Black Wrath. The black control decks will play. There's not many.
Well, the flavor success of it in Standard is amazing because you're almost always going to pick destroy each non-dragon, kill siege rhinos and stuff. So it's always a flavor success of the dragon blood.
Yeah. Unless you're freaking Bolas.
Unless you're Bolas, then you're just a jerk.
Bolas is doing it just to destroy all dragons, even if there's none. You probably should have. Flame Crusher Rider, 4 and a red. For a 3/3. Whenever it attacks, you get a token that tapped and attacking. It's a copy of another target attacking creature
That you control.
Exile the token at the end of combat.
This is a card.
No, it doesn't say you control.
This is started attacking you.
Yeah, just start attacking a creature.
Dandy.
Yeah,
I am a
so
big
if you point
fan.
2 at a giant, you can copy your friend's Siege Rhino.
Indeed.
Also has dash of 2 red.
It's also one of the cards in one of the intro decks, one of the red ones. Probably whichever one is Mardu. Probably red-black if I had to guess. I kind of looked over it, I wasn't paying too much attention. I'd imagine it's red-black because that's the...
Dash mechanic is theirs.
Well, Dash, the Mardu Dragon is the red-black one. Each one is associated with a con. The red-black one is Mardu's. Blue-black is Sultai, as you know, on and on. I still want to go over the dragon cycle just because, cool dragons. But anyway, that guy, I like that guy a lot. He's, worst case scenario, 4 mana, 3/3 that gets something else. With haste and bounces back to your hand. So he's like 2 free dudes out of nowhere. That can be a huge push. I don't know about him in the main deck. I like him in the sideboard, definitely. For the control matchup against other, like a Siege Rhino deck. Unless you're copying a flyer like Stormbreath Dragon, he's not really going to get too much value just because, sure, they'll take 3 points of damage. Yeah, he'll be like a 4 mana, shock or lightning bolt or something. He'll get blocked by a Siege Rhino. He'll die, and they'll continue on with their day. But against a control deck where they have to Wrath you, where if you can play like a derpy like Mardu Scout, they're not going to kill it on turn 3. Or no, if they Wrath you, play a Mardu Scout. Like dash a Mardu Scout, dash this guy, get in for 9 out of nowhere. Like if they tapped out for Wrath, that can be really good. Or it doesn't have to be a Mardu Scout, but just situations like that, I think it'd be very nice against the control decks as a stabilizer. Like you have 2 creatures, and one of them is this guy. To just keep bouncing back. Like Dash is made to beat the control decks.
A little bit. I can counter dash though.
You can counter.
You
can counter dash card, guys.
Unlike Blood Rush.
But it's converted cost still what's in the top right corner, even if the dash cost is lower.
Yep.
So distinct.
Soul Flare, black, and 4 colorless for a 4/4 with Delve. If a creature card for flying was exiled with Soul Flare's Delve ability, Soul Flare has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Every keyword but unblockable.
So it's like Chromanicor.
Yeah.
If you Delve Chromanicor.
If you Delve Chromanicor, he gets all of those abilities.
The reason we're pointing this out is because it does have Delve. It is definitely, definitely constructed playable in Standard. Maybe even Modern, I don't know.
5-color Chromata Reanimator. Chromantimator, bro.
This could be I can definitely see this being cast on turn 3 or 4 with fetch lands in Standard, and, more likely turn 4, because that's by most removal starts.
Easy turn 2, Seder Wayfinder, bro.
If you play a Seder Wayfinder, you can play this guy on turn 3. Definitely. Possible.
Clear. Anywhere.
So, just because Delve, this card is playable in constructed formats.
Yeah, if it didn't have Delve, its ability would be horrendous.
Yeah, if it didn't have Delve, then
its ability would actually be 0.
Well, it would be like one of those random exiling number creatures when you cast this. The fact that it has Delve actually makes it constructed playable because it's, not a 6 mana 4/4. It's like a 3 or 4 mana 4/4.
Or 2 mana 4/4.
Sometimes.
Goblin Heel Cutter. 3 and a red for a 3/2. Whenever it attacks, target creature cannot block this turn. That's not exciting, but it has dash of 2 and a red. Kind of exciting.
I see this card definitely being a sideboard card, like mono red.
Yeah. Do we really need to go into explanation about a card that says can't block?
Sideboard of mono red.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Pretty much.
Maybe sideboard of mono red.
6 and a black for a 5/5. Has Delve. It's vanilla. It's alright. Could be played. 1 black for a 5/5 is pretty good.
Oh my gosh, guy. Get off your phone.
Rage Form. 2 red.
I don't know why you're just going all over. I don't want to go over everything.
I like this card though. Rage Form is good. When Rage Form enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of your deck. It enters as an enchantment. It becomes an aura that enchants the manifested card. The enchanted card has double strike. I find it exciting.
But it's 4 mana.
Yes. 4 mana for a 2/2 for sure with double strike.
If this
Potentially a lot more.
If this was 3 mana, I think it'd be constructed playable in standard. But being at 4 mana, I think it's kind of
Meh.
out the window.
Maybe.
Maybe. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm saying.
Yasova Dragonclaw. 2 and a green for a 4/2 with trample. That's pretty good. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 and then 1 colorless and then 2 hybrid blue or red. If you do, gain control of target creature your opponent controls power less than Yasova Dragonclaw's power until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste.
I'm gonna point this out. If you're playing this in like Jund aggro with the new, doesn't that new red black dragon give all your creatures +1/+0 or just the dragon?
Yeah. Whenever
Yeah.
they attack,
Yes, it gives all your creatures.
they have to attack first.
So yes, you can stack your triggers to where Yasova's resolves last.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. 'Cause
No,
they
this is the
evolve.
beginning of combat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, this is still a good card. It's not a straight up threaten
Or on.
or act of treason. It's better known. But it can take most things. Cannot take a Siege Rhino, but it can take most other things. early in
Power
the game.
less than or equal to.
Let's say
No,
equal to.
less than.
I was going to say. I was pretty sure it's less than. So it will not be able to take Siege Rhinos unless you like bestow a Boom Satyr onto it or something.
Or you
like
play like a Sorin Plus.
that. Or a Sorin Plus, something like that. But
In your 4
this
color
card
madness.
is in your 4 color madness.
Chromata Randomator, let's go.
I was all aboard until you said play this card in that deck. But she's certainly a very powerful card. If there's mono green aggro in standard, or like CVM played on his and BBD played on their
I don't know if I like
Presidio,
it.
like green red aggro. Though I wasn't super fond of either of those lists, mainly because they have to push the new cards. They're playing too many copies of like the new cards, like 4 Warden of the First Tree and 3 of the.
Speaking of Warden of First Tree,
yeah, like
1
cards like-
green for a 1/1.
I was rambling. Thank you for going.
Yeah. 1, and I was waiting for you to get to that card. I knew you started. I'm like, yeah, let's go wait till it gets to this. 1 and then hybrid hybrid black white. So 2 mana, it becomes a human warrior with base power and toughness 3/3. So it becomes 3/3 for 2 mana. 2 and 2 hybrid black or white. If Warden of the First Tree is a warrior, it becomes a human spirit warrior with trample and life. So it's still a 3/3 with lifelink. Which, yeah, they wanted it to still die to like Lightning Bolt or Searing Spear or whatever, because Figure of Destiny was way too powerful. Because the second time you leveled it up, it would just be out of bolt range, and then you just start killing people.
It's a cute little doggy.
Like
like
I
a
feel like
half
they
chihuahua.
should have made it like a 3/4.
Or 4/4, like for 4
Not
mana.
4/4.
Well, for 4 mana, I think it should become a 4/4. Like that's still worse than a Siege Rhino.
I think a 3/4 with Trample and Lifelink is pretty good,
Well, that's fine, but like,
especially if you consider its last ability, which is Repentable.
I think it should be a 4/4.
I think it should not die to Elspeth.
I think it should be a 4/4.
I think it should not die to Elspeth, so it can kill it with its last ability, which is 3 and 3 hybrid black white. If Warden of the First Tree is a spirit, you put 5 counters on it. This ability is repetitive. You can do it as many times as long as it's a spirit. Yep.
It's pretty good. You definitely don't want 4 of this card, unless just don't have other 1 or 2 drops to be playing outside of removal spells. Although he is in the colors of Elvish Mystic. I think you definitely want to be cautious on how many of this card you play, because it does also take up mana to actually be good. Like I'm playing it in my 5-color Yisan the Wandering Bard deck because it's slightly better than Elvish Mystic in that deck. Like I'm playing 1 Elvish Mystic just because I do like to have another 1-drop to 2 to 4. But Warden of the First Tree is definitely a very powerful card that should be kept an eye on. It will either do nothing or be really good in Standard. I don't foresee it seeing Modern play, just because it does become
Die to
3/3
bolt.
for 4.
Yeah.
It will always die to Lightning Bolt until you actually flip it. Third level.
Unfortunate, but yeah. Frontier Seeds, 3 and a green. As it enters the battlefield, choose Conjure Dragons. I'm only really going over this one. The other ones are not that exciting.
The green one seems like the worst one, I'm just saying. Well, other than the white one.
No, the green one's The white one and the
The
green
white
one's
one's
like
probably
the black one's fine, but
It's better.
when it comes, you get 2 green at the beginning of each of your main phases. Wait, what? Each of your main phases?
Both main phases, yes.
What?
Not really that good, honestly.
That's actually pretty cool.
Well, like, oh no. Spend 4 mana to make 2 mana on my main phase 1, 2 mana on my main phase 2.
It can be relevant.
But
Or
it
dragons.
Seems awfully bad.
Whenever you with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you may have a fly target creature you don't control.
Just saying, with flying and green,
Dragon.
I know.
What are you doing?
Setting my cruise, failing at it.
Horrendous thing. Anyway, I like because it gets a bunch of mana, bruh.
I think this card's bad for standard.
I think it's
Maybe
EDH
play,
gold.
but I feel like
EDH
it's
gold.
I feel like it's bad in EDH.
Let's go. Oh, let's see.
I feel
what
like the
this is.
red-black sieges are a lot more exciting than this one. Just 'cause
Fine,
the
let's
red
go over
sieges-
them.
Well, fine.
Cons for the red one. They're all the same. 3 in, except the cast. You got 3 in red. At the beginning of your upkeep, Challenger or exile top card of your library, and you can play that card until end of turn. Or dragons, whenever creature you control leaves the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to a creature or player.
I think this is actually a lot more exciting than the other one.
I like
Well, it can get deal damage. When
Or
your
you get a
creatures die.
Challenger.
Well, it actually leaves the battlefield.
Yeah,
It
no.
doesn't matter with dash. Like if you're dashing cards.
Palace Siege.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's work good
It's
shit.
and a free
Palace
Challenger.
Siege, 3 black. Cons, dragons. Cons. Getting your upkeep, you return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's alright. Dragons. You get your upkeep, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life.
I actually think out of all the sieges, the black and the red one are the most likely to see constructed play, in my opinion, just because their ability is, like the black one is Gravedigger every turn. And though that's not amazing when you do it once, when you do it every turn, you can just buy back a lot of value. Like returning
Siege Rhino.
Siege Rhinos to your hand instead of whipping them back is insanely good. I'm not saying that's what you want to be doing,
I want to do that.
but it's certainly a good option when Warfare Bros.
That's most certainly what I want to do.
And then, draining 2 and gaining 2 every turn. Against a control
Almost
deck,
like
they
Siege
could
Rhino.
just die.
Yeah,
They won't always be able to kill your siege. and
I
then
think
you can
Monastery
flip
Siege
version.
might stand to play. You know why? 2 and a blue, because its casting cost 3 mana. Cons. Beginning your draw step, you draw an additional card, then you discard a card. So you draw 2, discard 1. Basically neutral value, but it is looting. And then dragons,
Say draw 2.
you draw an additional card.
Okay, is it?
Spells your opponent's cast that target you or a permanent you control costs 2 colorless more to cast. It's like Frost type for all you guys. It's pretty good. And then Citadel Siege, 2 white. Cons, being in combat on your turn, you put 2 counters that are +1/+1 on target creature you control. Dragons, being in combat on each opponent's turn, you tap something down. It's alright. It's alright. We don't plan ahead on this.
Did not do any planning. Did we talk about Eugene? Oh wait, yeah, we said we weren't going to say too much. I mean, we both pulled Eugene, but I got it in my pre-release pack. He got it after.
Map the waste. 2 and a green. Choose your lever for basic land card from the battlefield. Tap and then shuffle. Bolster 1. Rampant growth, potentially playable, but it does cost 3, which is unfortunate.
If it was 2 mana, I'd say play this card. 3 mana. I'd
You
say
play
not.
1 mana dork, and then now it's 2 mana.
Oh,
that's a
man.
1 mana 2/2 dork, bro.
Oh man, such badness.
Return to Earth is horrible.
Turn to Earth.
The 3 and a green,
Look,
like
let's keep going.
the naturalize it. Sudden Reclamation. Starts interesting. 3 and a green for an instant. Put the top 4 cards of your library in your graveyard. Then return a creature card and a land card from your graveyard to your hand.
I don't know how to feel. I feel like this card's not standard playable, but I feel like it'd be fine.
I feel like it's potentially standard.
Well, just 4 mana is so slow when you still have Commune with the Gods, and then when that's gone, you get Scout Borders.
No, what's important about this is it gets 2 cards.
but one of them's a land.
And that's still good.
Like, dude, if there's a land worth getting out of your graveyard, if there's a strategy outside of Reanimator or
Fetch lands.
Delve, oh man, buy back a fetch land. Yeah. Like if there's a land like worth like repeating use out of your graveyard, if there's like some weird like.
I'm just saying it's nice to get lands.
Well, but a
Also-
4 mana, like outside of some weird playable Hellion Crucible variant that gets printed, I don't really think this card's gonna do anything. Just because there's nothing no land worth buying
I
back,
will show you.
especially at 4 mana.
I will show you.
Like,
It's
no-
not
there's
about
no
land.
land
The fact that it's instantly you get a creature and another card.
But you have Scout the Borders, which takes 5, and you'd rather just be digging more cards than getting 2 cards. It's a really good thing we started slowing down before I saw that card.
Abzan Beastmaster. 2 and green for a 2/1. Beginning your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest toughness, or tied for the greatest toughness.
You know that Siege Rhino you have in play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know if it's good in standard. It seems like it's the Triumph of Ferocity variant. Seems.
You should have gone left. Don't do it now. It's kind
Well,
Tremor Sabertursh. 2 green for a 4/3. Kind of unexciting. But, tap 1 in the green. This is going down. You may return another target creature you control to its own hand. So you can activate it and not do it. That's fine. I don't know what that's ever be relevant, but if you do, Timur Sabertooth gains indestructible until end of turn.
What's your cast play it?
4.
It's 4/2.
Yeah, 4/3.
I give this card a maybe.
Yep. Bouncing Sabertooth is never. Bouncing Siege Rhino is never bad.
Well, like if there's a few more creatures worth bouncing, maybe this card will see play. But
Siege Rhino, Wingmate
well,
Rock.
if it's just Siege Rhino, well, you have to trigger randomly.
Yeah, you attack with the Wingmate Rock. You bounce the Wingmate Rock.
This deck just seems.
And then it
the
has
deck
the
you're
ring.
building so far seems bad.
Yeah, it does, but I didn't say it had to be good. You only have to do it every now and then.
Seems like at best a sideboard card. At best, maybe a cute card. Lots of cutesy little things.
One more block. No, it costs 7 mana. It's out of play.
Never know, man.
3 and a green. Enchant creature. This is an interesting card. I don't know why we're going all this way. You should turn left. There's a train.
There's a thing.
Yeah, okay. And when enchanted creature dies, you gain X life, draw X cards. X is a toughness. It's interesting.
I think it's bad. Stop pointing out bad cards, please.
No. Life's Legacy is playable. This is almost Life's Legacy.
Stop pointing out bad cards.
It's relevant because you can enchant opponent's creatures.
Stop pointing out bad cards.
It's not bad.
bad.
I will punch you. Indo D. Timur were Sherman Jersh.
I feel like everyone agrees when you're pointing out bad cards.
Shoot it. When it enters the battlefield, manifest the top card of your library. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, you may have a 5-target creature you do not control. It's alright.
Stop pointing out bad
4/5.
cards.
Shh.
Just say it.
They're not bad. They're just decent.
They're bad.
No, they're not. They are playable.
Not really.
Yeah, Timur Sabertooth is playable. That guy's playable. Bro. Whispered Elemental is playable. 3
Okay,
green.
now I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna change my playable to good playable.
Shut up. It's just good playable. Whisperwood Elemental.
It is meh.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not bad. You can kill people with 1/1s if you want.
Don't point out meh playables.
I kill people with 2/1 clerics. Anyways. Whisperwood Elemental. 3 green for a 4/4. Obviously an elemental. At the beginning of your turn, or your end step, manifest the top card of your deck. It's pretty good. Sacrifice Whisperwood Elemental. Until end of turn, face up non-token creatures you control gain. When this creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. Designed to beat Wraths. Designed to also eat counter spells every day.
I think this card should definitely see some.
Sideboard play for
Yeah.
sure. Probably like one of main deckable. Especially in
Is
a,
that a
like,
cop behind us?
especially in a Yeast on deck.
If that's a cop. I'm not doing something illegal.
I don't know. Shamanic Revelation. 3 green.
No, not a cop.
Draw a card for each creature you control. Ferocious. You gain 4 life with each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So it's decent. There have been variants on this with like Regal Forest or whatever. They always EDH staples. And this one's potentially standard playable in the mono green devotion deck.
I definitely think it's
Like people say it's like win more. That's only because this has Ferocious on it.
Well, you're not
But if
playing
you
this
just play
for
like
the
Manadork, Caryatid, Courser, and you play this, suddenly you just drew like 4 cards for 5 mana. That's pretty good.
Like I could see this being like a 2 of.
Yeah.
I don't see this being a 4 of unless Burn's just a super popular deck. Mono
So
green's
we are
popular.
almost done.
I
Dragons.
I think it's just a 2 of.
Dragon
Yes.
cycle.
We're gonna go over the dragons.
Drachma.
Flashy
The
dragons?
Turn on.
Even if they're not playing, even if they're not standard playable, they're
3
still
green, white.
super cool and super.
5/5 flying. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, they all say whenever a dragon attacks, which is relevant. Bolster 2. So if he's by himself, he automatically becomes a 5 mana 7/7 for flying. That's pretty good. I'd probably play this in standard, wouldn't you? Yes, he's alright.
Yes, he seems awesome. 5 mana, 5/5 flying dragon with upside. Make your smallest dude bigger. Seems really good to me.
Yeah. Also, what is important, the creature does not have to attack to be bolstered.
Yes.
You can just send him in. Or a crappy dragon.
He seems very good to me.
5 white blue, 7 mana. It's 5/6 flying vigilance. It's alright. A little high. Whenever dragon you control attacks, tap target non-land permanent opponent controls. It does not untap during its opponent's attacks.
I wish this could tap lands.
I wish it had said bounce target non-land permanent instead.
Yeah.
Like every now and then it's relevant that it's just tap, not bounce.
I
But
feel like it should be able to tap
like for
lands.
7 mana, like that or tap target permanent because it costs 7 mana to
Well, yeah, for 7 mana, it should have the ability, like, tap target permanent.
like
Just
to actually like shut someone out of a game. Like it should be Lorthosy.
yeah, it should be Lorthos. 7 mana.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing. 4 mana, blue black, 3/7 flying hexproof dragon. This is Slogmir the no.
The
No. There we go.
the
Saved it.
Saving Death.
The drifting death. The Jutai, Soul of
Whenever-
Winter with the blue white one. Anyways,
Oh, Yes.
whenever a dragon you control attacks the creature's defending player controls. Alright, whenever attacks, creature's defending player controls get -1/-1 till end of turn. So,
I guess the 3/7 hexproof part is the most important part of this. It's also its flavor text is amazing. You read
no
that?
machinations, no puppet strings, no plots, just pure sweeping death.
I love that flavor text. It's really good. It's cute.
Yeah, so he's alright. Dragons
Oh, yes.
kill stuff. Kill Carry
This
Tits.
one.
Josh's favorite. Kolagan, the Storm's Fury. 3 black red for a 4/5 flying. Also has dash for the exact same cost, 3 black red. So it must be pretty good, right? Whenever a dragon creature you control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
I'm playing this and one Stormwrath Dragon in the same deck. Not above this.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good. Creatures you control get +1.
+0. Like the top, easily the top end of a black red aggro deck. Atarka, World Renderer.
Yeah, I definitely expect that one to see play.
6/4 for 5 green red. 7 mana flying trample. Kind of unexciting, but whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn.
If this had one more toughness, I think this could see standard play.
It costs 1 less mana.
No, if it had one more toughness for a 6/5 for 7 flying trample double strike, I think this card should definitely see play in the red green monsters deck. But the fact that it dies to like stoke the flames or will trade with a siege rhino is a huge deal.
None of these like
If it was a 6/5, I'd be
none of
all
these
about
multicolor
this card.
cards are all that interesting, except for Harsh Sustenance.
If it was a 6/5, that card I think could see construction.
1 black white for an instant deals X damage to target creature or player. X is the number of creatures you control.
Interesting card.
Interesting card, probably playable.
I could see this definitely seems to be in the sideboard of like more of white black warriors for like the burn matchup.
Or
Oh.
main deckable because it's a burn
You know,
spell.
on all the dragons, if you can pick up like cheap foils for like less than $5 in trade, I would do it. If you can pick up for like 3 or less in cash, I'd do it. Just because EDH dragons see tons of play in casual groups and EDH groups because there's just lots of big flashy dragons.